Hi, Dana from Serious Vanity here for June 6th, 2016. I want to talk a little bit about Fiverr today. There was a bit of a debate over the weekend, and there's always a bit of a debate about Fiverr and how it affects creative industries. For those of you who don't know what Fiverr is, it's like a website where you can get any service performed like for $5. It's ridiculous, but it's not a big deal. And I'm going to tell you why I don't care if you're on Fiverr. I don't care if you use Fiverr to hire people. It is inconsequential to me. Because let's say there's a yard sale, and you go to this yard sale and you find this beautiful antique vase that's worth a lot of money, but they're only charging $5 for it. You buy this vase. It's a fantastic deal. Amazing find. Diamond in the rough. Does that mean that all interior decorators and antiques dealers should start spending all of their time just going to yard sales because $5 antique vases are there? Of course not. That was a fluke situation. Most of the time, you know that if you're going to go to a yard sale, you're going to be combing through someone else's junk. It's going to be stuff that other people wanted to get rid of, and maybe you could have some use for it. Who knows? That's what Fiverr is to me. I work with the kind of people that would be the interior designers or the antiques dealers that know exactly what they want. They want to save the time for themselves and for their clients and go straight to the best source to get it. The pricing structure of $5 for anything has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with my clients because they understand what a reasonable budget is. And yes, there are times when you work on your budget and you have to work within parameters that are maybe a little bit more limiting, but not $5. It is never $5. That's the equivalent of what people consider like outsourcing to Asia. And that's not to slam anybody from Asia because I feel like we have exploited low-cost work in Asia for way too long. I remember being part of a business networking group where they said everybody should, there was one particular little island that was really, really inexpensive to hire any sort of virtual talent. And they were like, you should definitely use them. They're so grateful to get the money and all this. And it was just horrible. I just got this dirty feeling, and it forever changed my attitude about the business networking people. That's what I feel people who hire people on Fiverr are doing. They know that industry standards are not met at the pricing structures that are presented there, and they're exploiting it. And I don't want to work with people who exploit other people. And I remember hearing a story not that long ago about a creative agency that was hiring people on Fiverr to create their spec projects that they were presenting to clients because they knew it wouldn't quite be up to par and they didn't want it to be distracting from their pitch. Like they actually had them create it at a level that was not what the client would essentially want, just so they could use it as a spec deal. And someone had asked them, do you ever hire the people then to go on and create the real project when you're hired? And he's like, of course not. That's not the level of talent that we hire. Then we get real talent. If Fiverr's working for you, if you're, quote unquote, making it up in bulk, which I don't believe, because there aren't enough hours in the day to make $5 work for you. But if you've got some sort of thing worked out, congratulations to you. I don't want to hear about it. Stay on Fiverr because I'm going to avoid you. If you are thinking about using Fiverr, I would just, encourage you. When I first started out, I didn't understand how to get into the various industries. I was working in music. I was working in indie music. So I was like mastering CDs. I was doing audio editing. I was like in a completely different place than the advertising world or the business audio and video world. So I used a site. It used to be called Creative Moonlighter. It eventually became guru.com, and it's still around. But even back in the day, and I'm talking like early 2000s, when I was using Creative Moonlighter, I set my pricing at a certain level, and I wasn't completely comfortable with big pricing yet. I had some money blocks, and I did sort of use those sites like that to work out my money blocks, because you realize that a low-cost client, you understand who that person is after you work with a couple of them, and that's not where you want to be because they're difficult. They always are difficult. It's never easy money. But even at that, I would set my pricing at a reasonable level. I understood what industry standard was. I understood that I was part of a collective consciousness that was a little bit bigger than just getting quick money in my bank account. And I did price accordingly because I wanted my business to grow. And I still think that I didn't do it fast enough. I don't think I raised my prices fast enough. And I think that I've been playing a little bit of catch up for a long time because of that. But still, I never did $5. You just can't grow a business with that kind of business plan. I'm sorry, you just can't. I guess if you're doing something on the side or if it's just a hobby to you, you can justify it. But like I say, I don't want to hear it. And if you hire that stuff, don't call me. But rest assured, if you're a talent, there are plenty of great clients out there that understand a budget, that understand the mutual exchange of money for talent, and will get you where you need to be. Just work on marketing to them and completely forget about the rest. I'm probably going to do one at some point about why we feel like we need to educate everybody about this and spend a lot of time talking about it, and how we really don't have to, because you know what? If there's people out there that want to work with cheap talent and there's cheap talent that want to do cheap work, let them have each other. That's all the education that they need. Still, we kind of, podcasts like this still exist. It's still a dialogue. It doesn't really have to be. So just focus on you, your good marketing, your ideal clients. Go from there. Have a great Monday, guys. Talk to you tomorrow.